Why is it that the harder you chase someone, the faster they seem to run away? You've probably felt this frustration before. You meet someone incredible, someone who lights up your world, and suddenly every fiber of your being wants to pursue them. You text constantly, you plan elaborate gestures, you bend over backwards to show them how much you care, and somehow, inexplicably, they pull away. If you're nodding right now, if this sounds painfully familiar, then you're not alone. Millions of people make this same mistake every single day, and it's costing them relationships they could have had. The truth is, pursuit often kills attraction faster than anything else you could do. But here's what nobody tells you. The solution isn't to play games or manipulate anyone. It's about understanding the psychology behind human attraction and working with it, not against it. Today, I'm going to share 5 psychological principles that will completely transform how you approach relationships. These aren't tricks or manipulation tactics. They're insights into how the human mind actually works when it comes to desire and connection. The first psychological hack is called the scarcity principle, and it's probably the most counterintuitive thing you'll learn today. When something is readily available, we value it less. When something is rare or difficult to obtain, we want it more. This isn't just about relationships. It's how our brains are wired to assess value in everything. Think about it. The restaurant with a 2-month waiting list suddenly seems more appealing than the one with empty tables. The limited edition item becomes more desirable than the regular version. Your brain interprets scarcity as quality, rarity as value. When you're constantly available, always texting back immediately, always free when she wants to hang out, you're signaling abundance, not scarcity. You're essentially telling her subconscious mind that you're not in high demand. And if you're not in high demand, her brain starts to question why. The hack here isn't to ignore her or play hard to get in some manipulative way. It's to genuinely have a life worth living. When you have hobbies you're passionate about, friends you enjoy spending time with, goals you're actively pursuing, you naturally become less available. You become scarce not because you're playing a game, but because you're living fully. This brings us to the second psychological principle, the investment theory. People value what they work for more than what's given to them freely. When someone has to invest time, energy, or effort into something, they become psychologically attached to it. It's called the effort justification effect. Here's where most people get it backwards. They think they need to invest more in the other person to show their worth. They plan expensive dates, write long heartfelt messages, go out of their way to solve her problems. But what they're actually doing is reducing her investment while increasing their own. Instead, create opportunities for her to invest in you and the relationship. Let her plan a date sometimes. Allow her to help you with something you're working on. Give her the chance to be the one reaching out first. When she invests her time, energy, or creativity into the connection, she becomes more attached to it. This doesn't mean being lazy or expecting her to do all the work. It means creating a balanced dynamic where both people are contributing, where both people have skin in the game. The third hack involves something called intermittent reinforcement, and it's one of the most powerful psychological principles in existence. Casinos use this. Social media platforms use this. And whether you realize it or not, the most magnetically attractive people use this too. Intermittent reinforcement means that rewards come unpredictably. Sometimes you get attention, sometimes you don't. Sometimes the interaction is amazing, sometimes it's just okay. This unpredictability creates what psychologists call a variable reward schedule, and it's incredibly addictive. When you're predictably available, predictably sweet, predictably responsive, you're operating on a fixed reward schedule. She knows exactly what to expect from you, and her brain gets bored. There's no mystery, no excitement, no anticipation. But when your responses vary, when your availability fluctuates naturally based on your actual life, when sometimes you're incredibly engaging and other times you're distracted by your own pursuits, you create that psychological tension that keeps people interested. Again, this isn't about being inconsistent in a cruel way or playing mind games. It's about being genuinely busy with your own life, having natural highs and lows in your energy and availability. The fourth psychological principle is about social proof and pre-selection. Humans are social creatures, and we use other people's behavior to guide our own decisions. When we see that others value something or someone, we're more likely to value it too. If you're always alone when you see her, always available at a moment's notice, always talking about how much free time you have, you're signaling that others don't find your time valuable. But when she sees that you have friends who enjoy your company, interests that occupy your time, maybe even other people who find you attractive, her subconscious mind takes note. This doesn't mean flirting with other people in front of her or making her jealous. It means living a rich, full life where you're genuinely connected to other people. When she sees photos of you having fun with friends, when she notices that you have plans that don't include her, when other people speak positively about you, it all contributes to your perceived value. The fifth, and perhaps most important psychological hack, is about emotional independence versus emotional neediness. Nothing kills attraction faster than neediness, and nothing creates attraction more powerfully than emotional self-sufficiency. When your mood depends on her responses, when your day is made or broken by whether she texts back, when you constantly seek her validation and approval, you're operating from a place of emotional neediness. And neediness, while understandable, is fundamentally unattractive because it signals that you don't have your own emotional resources. Emotional independence means that while you enjoy her company and value the connection, your happiness and self-worth don't depend on her. You have your own sources of fulfillment, your own emotional stability, your own sense of purpose. This is attractive because it signals several things simultaneously: that you're emotionally mature, that you won't be a burden, that you have something to offer rather than just something to take, and that a relationship with you would be a choice, not a necessity. Here's the thing that ties all these principles together. They all point to the same fundamental truth. The most attractive thing you can be is someone who is living their own life fully. When you have genuine interests, real friendships, meaningful goals, and emotional stability, all of these psychological principles naturally fall into place. You become scarce because you're genuinely busy. You create investment opportunities because you have interesting things happening that others want to be part of. You provide intermittent reinforcement because your availability naturally varies. You demonstrate social proof because you're actually valued by others. And you embody emotional independence because your life is fulfilling with or without any particular person in it. The irony is that when you stop pursuing someone desperately, when you start focusing on building a life worth living, you often become infinitely more attractive to them. Not because you're playing hard to get, but because you've become someone worth getting. This doesn't guarantee that any specific person will be interested in you. Compatibility is complex, and attraction can't be forced. But it does guarantee that you'll be operating from a place of strength rather than neediness, of abundance rather than scarcity. The next time you find yourself wanting to chase someone, to constantly text them, to make yourself endlessly available, pause. Ask yourself, what would I be doing right now if this person didn't exist? What goals am I neglecting? What friendships am I not nurturing? What parts of myself am I not developing? Then go do those things, not as a strategy to get someone's attention, but as a commitment to your own growth and fulfillment. Because the most magnetic thing you can be is simply yourself, living fully, with or without anyone else's validation. The person who's meant for you won't be repelled by your full life. They'll be attracted to it. They'll want to be part of it. And when that happens, you'll have the foundation for something real, something lasting, something built on mutual respect rather than desperate pursuit. Stop chasing, start living. The difference it makes will surprise you.